At 0815 hours, a joint Delta U.S. Army column is steamrolling towards a paint factory that is holding up the entire U.S. advance in Fallujah. If the soldiers can't take it, the Marines in a nearby district risk being cut off in the next 6 hours. Unknown to them, the more than 60 enemy fighters inside are not local militia, but hardened fighters with years of combat experience, and they soon make that experience known. As the two-company-strong convoy nears the factory, RPGs streak from nearly every window, with one hitting the lead vehicle. The explosion rocks the 30-ton vehicle sideways, reactive armor tiles detonating outward in a shower of sparks and flame. Inside, the driver's head slams against his hatch, while the Delta operator in the commander's position already has his scope on the launch window. 3rd floor, northwest corner. Behind them, 13 more Bradleys react instantly, turrets swiveling toward the factory, while infantry squad leaders inside shout orders to their 9-man squads. The 200 soldiers know what's coming. Dismount under fire. 2 more RPG launches from different windows. Machine gun fire erupts, the distinctive sound of PKMs, not AK-47s. Rounds spark off armor in disciplined bursts, not the wild spray of untrained fighters. The Delta team leader in the 3rd Bradley spots the pattern immediately and transmits across the integrated net that connects all Delta operators to both each other and conventional commanders. The PKM positions are creating interlocking fields of fire. That's not insurgent tactics. That's formal military training. 3 enemy PKMs concentrate fire, and the beaten zone math becomes lethal. Each gun putting out 650 rounds per minute means every 2-meter section gets hit once every half second. With overlapping patterns, there's no safe space. The infantry squad leader in the damaged Bradley shouts for status while his attached Delta operator is already calling out the tactical situation on the net.
Vehicle disabled, driver wounded, need suppressive fire for casualty evacuation.
The task force commander has maybe 90 seconds before casualties make the mission impossible. Conventional doctrine says crossing 300 meters of open ground against prepared positions costs 40% casualties. Unacceptable. But the Delta team leader has seen this before and proposes something over the integrated net.
Don't fight through the ambush zone, race through it.
Think about it. At tactical speed, crossing takes a full minute of exposure. At maximum speed, 20 seconds. Those PKM gunners are tracking stationary targets. Suddenly, 13 Bradleys accelerate to 30 miles per hour simultaneously, and every calculation changes. The gunners have to adjust for speed, lead targets, compensate for angular velocity, all while taking return fire. The Bradley's 25mm Bushmasters open up while moving, 200 rounds per minute of high explosive shells impacting the building. Everyone inside stops aiming and starts ducking. An RPG sails between vehicles. The gunner couldn't track fast enough. Machine gun rounds spark off armor but can't concentrate effects on moving targets. 20 seconds later, lead Bradleys reach the factory parking lot, immediately slewing into a herringbone formation. Vehicles angled to present frontal armor while creating interlocking fields of fire. Through his optics, the Delta operator in Vehicle 2 spots the real problem and transmits it immediately. Every ground floor entrance sealed with concrete blocks, mortar still damp. The insurgents turned the factory into a vertical fortress. The parking lot is an open shooting gallery from the upper floors, and they're still 100 meters from the building. However, infantry dismounting from a Bradley is a 15-second evolution that can't be rushed. Ramp drops, soldiers file out one by one, take positions. For those 15 seconds, defenders know exactly where targets appear. The Delta operators go first. They establish security while squad leaders get their soldiers out. First squad leader emerges and immediately goes down wounded. His attached Delta operator, already in position, helps direct the Bradley's fire onto the enemy riflemen. This is the integration working. Delta identifies. Infantry provides volume of fire. All 13 Bradleys synchronize their 25mm cannons on the building facade. While they can't penetrate 18 inches of concrete, but the detonation causes spalling, the interior surface shatters, sending concrete fragments at 1,200 meters per second across the room. Anyone near a window gets hit by their own building. Incoming fire slackens immediately. Now, it's the time to move. 2 companies of infantry begin bounding toward the factory. The movement is coordinated through the integrated net, where Delta operators call out threats while squad leaders control movement. Half the squad shoots, while half moves for 3 to 5 seconds, then switch. Those 3 to 5 seconds of movement are maximum vulnerability. The first squad makes 3 bounds, covering 30 meters, when grenades start falling from 3rd floor windows. F-1 Soviet models with 5-meter lethal radius, and dropping from 30 feet gives you 1.5 seconds to react. The insurgents position crates at windows, turning the building's perimeter into a grenade trap. A Delta operator scanning windows notices something and transmits immediately.
Grenades only from north side. South side quiet, despite similar vantage points.
They're channeling the assault toward the south entrance. Squad leaders shift their soldiers away from grenade zones while maintaining momentum. Engineers move forward with breaching charges, while Delta operators provide precision covering fire with SR-25 rifles, putting rounds through specific windows where threats appear. Infantry squads provide volume of fire. The Delta team leader and company commander quickly confer. Not Delta giving orders, but both contributing expertise. Decision: to breach a point simultaneously, 20 meters apart. Delta leads breach, infantry follows through. At 0831, both charges detonate. The overpressure wave, 50 psi at 5 meters, would disorient anyone inside. Through the smoke, industrial equipment appears visible as barricades. The defenders had days to prepare this reception. Delta operators lead both breaches simultaneously. Swiftness of action means moving faster than enemies can process. First operator through left breach is wounded, but his level 1 Phi ceramic holds. He keeps moving, returning fire while calling out target positions on squad net. His squad flows behind, the squad leader directing soldiers based on what the Delta operator reports. Through right breach, another Delta infantry team meets PKM behind a paint mixer. The mixer's 2-inch steel stops 5.56mm rounds. Machine gun has interlocking fields covering both breaches. First 3 seconds, 2 soldiers down with wounds. The Delta operator suppresses the gunner while squad leader sends fire team to flank, both elements using their strengths. The factory floor is a maze. Paint vats, 6 feet tall, mixing stations, conveyor belts creating elevated positions. Every piece positioned to create overlapping fire zones. Defenders spent days measuring distances, calculating angles, turning the factory into a 3-dimensional puzzle where every path leads through someone's fire zone. A Delta operator spots solution while squad remains pinned. Maintenance catwalk runs along ceiling, steel grating 20 feet up. While squads provides suppressive fire, he climbs ladder behind storage rack, moves along catwalk until directly over PKM position. 3 shots downward through grating, machine gun silent, squad immediately advances. By 0835, both breach teams have footholds. The Delta operators spread across different squads become nodes in the communication network, all on same frequency, creating situational awareness across entire factory floor. When one pair identifies threat, every other pair knows instantly, relaying to their squads in real time. Standard clearing would take hours. Delta team leader makes tactical decision. Abandon methodical clearing for flowing. Teams move continuously, each operator covering specific sector. When contact occurs, Delta operator makes instant decision. Eliminate immediately or bypass for follow-on forces. It trades thoroughness for speed and momentum. The mixed teams flow through the factory and something becomes clear. Defenders aren't fighting to hold ground, but conducting fighting withdrawal, moving between positions using preset routes. This isn't how insurgents fight. These defenders are trading space for time. At 0837, lead element reaches stairwell to second floor. Door has obvious IED, 155mm shell wired to it, but Delta operator's experience spots the real trap. Pressure plate under third stair. While everyone focuses on visible device, stepping on stair triggers hidden explosive. EOD specialist and Delta operator work together tracing wiring, combining expertise to neutralize both devices. This tactic suggests this isn't a local insurgent cell defending the neighborhood. It's something bigger, more organized, more dangerous, as they soon find out firsthand. Moving up the stairwell means accepting the fatal funnel. Narrow space where defenders above have every advantage. Team throws grenades in sequence while squad automatic weapons suppress landing above. Lead Delta operator goes first. His enhanced training gives best chance, followed immediately by fire team. Not about special operations being superior, but using right tool for each problem. The grenades detonate. Team moves immediately. Lead soldier reaches landing as 2 defenders recover. Engagement lasts 2 seconds. Team flows onto floor, spreading to avoid bunching in stairwell. Second floor is administrative space turned into fighting positions. In third office, maps on wall show tunnel networks, weapon caches in red, American patrol patterns in blue, checkpoint shift changes with times. This isn't defensive position, it's command post. At 0843, the defenders are withdrawing across the elevated walkway to building 2. 20 meters of absolute exposure. No cover, just steel grating over 15-foot drop. But it's only way to maintain pressure before defenders establish new positions. Company commander decides based on Delta team leader's input. These defenders are displacing to a new position, not giving up. If given time, they'll establish new positions. Coordination happens in seconds over integrated net. Squad automatic weapons focus on building 2 windows. Delta operators sprint across in pairs while squads maintain base of fire. Halfway across, a fighter appears with RPG. At this range, under 10 meters, the warhead won't arm, but the impact would still be devastating. The lead operator has half-second to react. RPG fires. At this distance, it's just a 93mm projectile at 115 meters per second. Fast, but not bullet fast. Operator throws himself sideways. RPG passing where center mass was, impacting behind. Steel grating buckles, but holds. Team secures. Building 2 entrance, preventing defenders from establishing positions. Building 2 falls quickly. The enemy hasn't had time to prepare. Through windows, smoke visible from Building 3. They're burning documents. Intelligence value outweighs tactical patience. The integrated force doesn't need orders. Squad leaders know Delta will identify threats. Delta knows infantry will provide security. They've evolved from coordination to instinct. Assault on Building 3 shows how far integration developed in 45 minutes. Delta operator takes round, clean through, but keeps moving. Squad medic immediately treats him while another soldier takes his sector. No discussion needed. Wounded operator continues calling out threats while being treated. Third floor has 6 defenders burning documents in trash barrels. Room entry is textbook integration. Grenades from infantry, entry by Delta, infantry securing survivors. Fire extinguishers from infantry packs. Document recovery by conventional intelligence. Security during exploitation by both. By 0900, factory secured. Highway 10 open. Though the Marines are now no longer in danger of being cut off, the real success is proving Delta, and conventional forces can integrate at tactical level. Not Delta doing separate operation, not conventional forces with Delta advisors, but genuine integration where both fight as one. In next 72 hours, this model spreads across Fallujah where Tier 1 operators from every branch are standing shoulder to shoulder with conventional forces. Want to see the full story? We can't show it all here without YouTube slapping this video with a warning, but we can show you on Patreon. To watch the full-length video completely uncensored, subscribe to my Patreon page where there are no restrictions on what we can tell and show you there. Scan the code or use the link in the description now to watch the full video. Bye for now.